Nice hat, too. All right, we'll get going with Doran Grant. As you can see, he's from St. V up in Akron area. The one thing about this young man that I really that stood out to me the most, I went to a track meet back in the spring and just watched him from afar, and the focused mental preparation that he had getting ready for the hurdles was unbelievable. Then I also had a chance to watch the playoff game this past year, live in person. He has tremendous ball skills. He's not afraid to stick his nose up in there and make some tackles and get dirty, which here at Ohio State our defensive backs are known for, and that's what we hang our hat on as well. Very athletic, very fast, does a great job, again, being a leader, a team guy. He played in the All-American game this past January, did a great job down there, so we're really excited to have Doran coming to our family here. Fits in great with our guys, and again, he's going to be a tremendous asset for us, without a doubt. Peewee Gambrell from Toledo Rogers, again, another young man. He's probably about 6'2", so a taller guy as opposed to Doran. Doran's about 5'10 and a half, 5'11". Peewee's about 6'2", 6'1 and a half. Reminds me a lot of Donald Washington. Again, another very athletic guy. Both of these guys are track guys. So again, really good speed, does a great job with the ball in his hands, doesn't mind getting dirty, again, making tackles. He'll be athletic enough and tough enough to blitz off the edge and do some different things, but then also when the ball's in the air, he'll have an opportunity to go get it and make a play. Long strider, as you can see right there, was injured for probably the first half of the season, his senior year. Then as soon as he came back, the first time he touched the ball, took it about 80 yards for a touchdown. So he was definitely a tremendous asset to his football team, the Rogers team, and that's exactly how we feel about him here coming to Ohio State. But one thing we really like about both of these guys, Doran and Peewee, is, again, I think they really fit into our system, but more importantly, they fit into our family. When those guys were here for camp or when they came on the visits and things like that, when they were around our guys, you can tell they really gel with our players that we currently have. And every time we have visits, we always ask our guys, hey, what do you think about this guy? Can he fit in? And there was no hesitation whatsoever. All of our guys, hands down, about both of these guys, said, without a doubt, Coach, they're good guys. We want them. So that's something that we really put a lot of stock into, and we feel comfortable about that, and we're excited about that. Any questions?
With Chim and Bond both graduating, how do you think these guys could fit into that fight for positions there at cornerback, and just how will spring back you guys try to replace these guys?
I think these guys are coming in at a great time. I think Luke said it best. I mean, they understand you lose two seniors like that at those spots. They'll have a tremendous opportunity to do that, come in and learn the system. They're athletic enough for sure, to play. Will they play remains to be seen. But we always tell the guys, and Coach Tress tell all the freshmen that come in, don't plan on redshirting. You need to come in with the idea that you're going to play and be ready to play. And we have to do a great job of making sure we get them ready.
From what you've seen of Doran, what will be his biggest challenge about challenging for playing time?
Just learning the system. Both of those guys are very smart. When they came on visits, we had a chance to sit down and watch tape, actually go through it, and then we as coaches, we always look to something to try to quiz them on later to see if they remembered. And I tell you what, probably about 3 weeks later, we were just talking, and we started talking football again, and started talking coverage and stuff like that, and he knew right away what I meant when I talked about our coverage and what we did and some of the techniques, and that was impressive. So again, I just think learning the overall system, that's always tough. People say, hey, the corner is the easiest position to play. I like to see them go play it, and they'll let me know.
Is Peewee adamant about sticking with that name?
We'll have to ask him when he gets here, but I'm sure right now he is, because that's what we call him. I'm sure once he gets here, the guys will probably have another nickname for him, so that'll probably stick.
What did you learn about him as he dealt with the injuries? I mean, it seemed like he really fought to get back on the field as quickly as possible.
He did, and that's the one thing about Peewee. He's had some adverse things in his life that he's fought through, And even today, just the things he had to go through just to get his papers faxed in. To me, that shows a lot of diligence. That shows a lot of want to, a lot of fight, and you need that, and I'm happy to see that he has that. So again, that was impressive.
Hey, Tabor, you mentioned that you went to the guys that were here. You talked to them about these two guys before you brought them. How big a piece of the puzzle was that for you?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge because the program itself is all about the people from within, and the guys are going to spend their most time with the guys on the team. They're only going to be around the coaches for so long, for so many hours of the day. But when they go back to the dorm and on the weekends and the off season, they're going to be with those guys. So it's everything that those guys really feel a gel, like Ryan talked about, and a lot of these guys up front have talked about when it comes to recruiting and choosing a place.
There aren't a lot of corners out there that are at 6'2" size, especially at the college level. What can he bring, or what obstacles does he have to overcome to kind of be able to play that position at that size?
Well, at that size, I think he brings a lot of length. He brings a lot of athleticism, and he'll be able to do a lot of things just at that position, different techniques because he's so long. He has long arms. And you talk about offhand jams and things like that. That can help get him in better position. And when the ball's in the air, he can jump out of the gym, and now he has long arms. Now you're talking, being able to overcome some things, you just have to, not really overcome, but just like Doran, we talked about with Doran, just has to learn the system, learn how we do things, learn to do it probably more consistently than what those guys have had to do or asked to do, and just make sure they bring an attitude every single time. Both of those guys, Doran and Peewee, again, they're really good players. They played against good people. But they're going to practice every day against Demir Posey and Philly Brown. And so those guys, Chris Fields, those guys are going to have to be ready to compete every day, even before we start talking about getting into the game situation.